Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today I wanted to talk about more issues regarding the scalping that's been occurring in multiple TCGs out there. Now of course, when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's probably not the most prevalent thing. However, it is something that has started to actually leak out a bit in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, which is a little sad to see, to be honest. Now of course, when it comes to TCGs, it's no surprise that scalping is a common thing that actually will happen. It's no doubt about that, but it normally only occurs when it comes to much older sets, and we're talking about really old sets that have been discontinued for the past maybe 3 or more years, whereas sets that are maybe 1 or 2 years old would actually go below retail, which is definitely fantastic if you're able to find it. Even when it comes to the recent sets, you don't really end up paying above retail. When you're buying it off a secondary market seller, you tend to actually get the chance to pay below retail, which is definitely very fortunate. Of course, the scalping issue is something that is very prevalent in the Pokemon TCG community, where almost any product you're gonna expect to pay above retail, which is definitely a shame of course. You have sets like Hidden Fates from Pokemon, which is actually very expensive. I mean, you shouldn't be paying $40 per tin, which is how much they retail for, but instead you see people paying about $65 to $70 per tin, sometimes even $80 per tin. It's well above retail, and it's just ripping off people that are uninformed to the actual real prices of these, and they fall for these particular prices, which is definitely unfortunate to see. Now in particular, when it comes to Australia, we recently got the new Pokemon Happy Meal toys, which is definitely very nice of course, though we are about 9 months late. But even so, it is definitely something that a lot of people were looking forward to. And when it came to the US at least, and how they actually handled it, it was handled so poorly because of the fact that there was no limitations. So you could walk into the store and say you wanted to buy the entire stock, and they would just sell it to you. I figured they might have improved that a bit when they actually transitioned into Australia, and they kind of did. They set up a rule on their website where customers could only buy 2 additional Happy Meal toys. That way the Pokemon toys won't actually be scalped, or at least bought out completely, which is great of course. However, on several occasions where I actually went to McDonald's, I was able to get myself 2 of the Happy Meal toys of course, which is definitely fantastic. However, I did see that some other people were in the same situation as me. They were asking for toys as well. However, I noticed that they were able to ask for more, and they were actually allowed to have more, which is definitely concerning because a week or 2 later, mind you, it's now week 3 or 4 of the actual promotion, they don't sell any of them in the stores anymore. I actually went into the store and asked for some, and they said they ran out, which is definitely unfortunate. I mean, for me, I'm already an adult going in to buy these Happy Meal toys, but imagine all the kids that are actually going in to get their Happy Meals and to not actually get a Happy Meal toy. Imagine the disappointment in that. It's sad because when it comes to scalping, you're basically just buying out all the stock, you're selling it off for above retail, and ultimately a lot of people are actually getting affected by it in a negative way, which is unfortunate. We don't want to see that. We want this situation to be fixed up. So although Australia was kind of leading towards a good direction by setting a limit, unfortunately when it came to actual practice in each of these stores, no one was actually following that particular rule, and as a result, all of the products was actually just bought out. Now this slowly correlates to the actual topics I actually wanted to talk about, where I've actually been noticing scalping activity happening more within Yu-Gi-Oh as well now, and also some other card games too. We're talking Digimon, we're even talking Magic the Gathering, which is actually quite a rare thing to see because ever since the pandemic began, Magic the Gathering has been the least popular of the card games out there, and well, at least compared to Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. But with that being said, Magic the Gathering is still getting scalped as well, though not as much as Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, though Yu-Gi-Oh is still not even close to the amount of scalping that occurs in Pokemon. With Yugioh, you might see the latest sets being bought out, and so it would be pretty hard to find, and you would find yourself paying above retail, however maybe only by $10 or $20. So it's not as bad, but if it does continue in this particular sense, it will become an issue just like Pokemon. And when it comes to Pokemon, you could pay up almost double the amount of MSRP, which is definitely not something you want to see. As for older products in Yu-Gi-Oh, although older products can't necessarily be scalped because older products will naturally incline in value, there's no doubt that this particular circumstance has definitely changed up the prices to very ridiculous amounts that are definitely just not worth the price. And with the Pokemon Happy Meal toys, I've been seeing a lot of marketplace posts on Facebook, of course, where people have actually just been selling boxes of these Happy Meal toys for 4 times the amount. You can buy these for $2 in any McDonald's chain in Australia. And yet when you go on marketplace, people are charging $8 for one of these toys. It's ridiculous because it's just Pokemon cards. It's a very big promotion apparently, and there definitely just has to be something to manage this particular issue. I don't know how things have actually gone where you live, but at least where I am right now, and even for some of the people I've actually been talking about and discussing this, who happen to live in different states within Australia, it's evident that scalping is still definitely around, not as bad as the start of 2021 or even 2020 for that matter, where Pokemon was just being scalped all over the place and it was difficult to find products. These days, it's a little bit easier to find products, but you still will have to pay these terrible scalping prices. And what I actually wanted to bring awareness to is for anyone who has ever even come across the term scalping to do your research when you're actually trying to buy products. Don't just immediately buy into these products. Try to bargain as much as possible because there is a likelihood that these prices would be much above retail. And sometimes it is okay to pay slightly above retail because after all, these people most likely have found these products in a place that you probably would have no access to because it might be too far away, or it might have come from an imported order. As a result, import taxes would cause the prices to surge. So for that matter, if you're paying maybe $5 or $10 above retail, that's not necessarily an issue. However, when you see that something is almost twice the amount, you definitely have to question yourself and perhaps even hold yourself back. Perhaps you could inform other people around you about this issue. And I'm hoping that anyone who's actually working in McDonald's right now as well is seeing that there definitely has to be a limit with the actual promotions here. Don't allow people to just purchase as much as they want. Set the limit because it's just causing everything to be sold out. However, if you enjoyed this video, definitely consider dropping a like, share, subscribe, and also comment down your experiences with scalping as well. Have you actually been a victim of scalping? Or have you actually witnessed someone else being a victim of scalping? However, with that being said, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a fabulous day. I'll see you all next time.